Breaking news, everybody. Over 1 million new stimulus checks will be deposited into Americans' bank accounts on October 31st. And many of you may be eligible to receive a $300 hazard pay stimulus check. And there's also a new bill that could change how much Social Security beneficiaries receive each month. And this is your fourth stimulus check update. So you want to be sure to stay until the end of this video to find out the latest news about the fourth stimulus payments.
I think we need to have certainty, either through legislative text, through uniform agreements, that we can trust. Because there's been so many changes in this process, so many people, yes, no, doing the hokey pokey, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So we need certainty that we're going to be able to deliver for working people.
So certainty, to be clear, doesn't have to be legislative text. It could be enough of a framework, enough handshakes, enough, those types of assurances.
I think we need something a little bit more than just something on the back of an envelope. I think legislative text is one mechanism of us getting there. I think we're open to other mechanisms, but it needs to be something a little bit more than a back of an envelope.
And what about the bully pulpit of the president coming in and saying, I need this, I need your vote, I need you to do this before I go to Scotland?
Well, first and foremost, passing BIF alone, I do not think is a positive climate message. I think having and agreeing on a plan to draw down emissions and invest in environmental...
And now Congress has a new plan to fix Social Security. This plan could change how much Social Security recipients receive in monthly benefits. House Democrats, everybody, are reintroducing a Social Security reform bill that's popular with their party. And this time it features some changes that are aimed at attracting more support from Republicans. The bill is known as the Social Security 2100 Act. It's being forwarded by Representative John Larson, who is the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee on Social Security. By the way, everybody, do you believe that our Social Security recipients should receive an increase to the Social Security benefits? I personally believe that they should. I believe that President Biden should do a better job in helping out the Americans, and specifically our seniors. So a Social Security raise is definitely needed. If you guys agree with me, then let's get this video to 1,000 likes.
As I said before, these plans are fiscally responsible. They are fully paid for. They don't add a single penny to the deficit. They don't raise taxes on anyone making less than $400,000 a year. In fact, they reduce the deficit. Here's how. I don't want to punish anyone's success. I'm a capitalist. I want everyone to be able to, if they want to be a millionaire or billionaire, to be able to seek their goal. But all I'm asking is, pay your fair share. Pay your fair share. Pay your fair share. And right now, many of them are paying virtually nothing. Last year, the 55 most profitable corporations in America, 55 of them, paid zero in federal income tax on about $40 billion in profit. If they report big profits to their shareholders, they should be paying taxes. It's that simple. That's why the Build Back Better framework will have a 15% minimum on the largest corporations, a minimum tax of 15%. The top 1% of the wealthiest Americans evade, it's estimated by the experts, $160 billion a year in federal taxes. That's wrong. We're going to change that. I want to emphasize what I said from the beginning. Under my plans, if you earn less than $400,000, you won't pay a single penny more in federal taxes, period. In fact, these bills continue cutting taxes for middle class, for child care, for health care, so much more. Let me close with this. For much too long, working people of this nation and the middle class of this country have been dealt out of the American deal. It's time to deal them back in. I ran for president saying it was time to reduce the burden on the middle class, to rebuild the backbone of this nation, working people and the middle class. I couldn't have been any clearer from the very moment I announced my candidacy. That's why I wrote these bills in the first place and took them to the people. I campaigned on them, and the American people spoke. This agenda, the agenda that's in these bills, is what 81 million Americans voted for. More people voted than any time in American history. That's what they voted for. Their voices deserve to be heard, not denied, or worse, ignored. Because here's what I know. If we make these investments, there will be no stopping the American people or America. We will own the future. I've long said it's never been a good bet to bet against the American people. I've said that to foreign leaders as well as everyone here in this country, which means it's always a good bet to bet on the American people. Just give them half a chance. And that's what we're doing. That's what these plans do. They're about betting on America, about believing in America, about believing in the capacity of the American people. If you look at the history of the journey of this nation, what becomes crystal clear is this. I'll say it again.
So this new version of the bill is called the Social Security 2100. It follows the Social Security Administration's latest estimates that the trust funds that support the program will be depleted in just 13 years. At that time in 2034, only 78% of promised benefits will be payable. The bill proposes extending that date to 2038 to give Congress more time to come up with a long-term solution to the program's solvency issues. Some states are participating in hazard payments as part of the crisis relief payments, and one of these states is Maine. Those who qualify will get these checks beginning November 1st. 100,000 checks will be sent each week for about a month. These are disaster relief payments meant to offset hardships created from the crisis. And $149.8 million for the first time. $150 million of these one-time payments is going to be sent to an estimated 520,000 Maine residents who worked during the crisis. Many states have tried to find ways to give back to the residents who have suffered the most in place of a fourth stimulus check. A state tax return is also needed to be filed for October 31st to get the payment. This is good news, folks, and I believe that President Biden should definitely send out more stimulus payments in the coming days. It's definitely necessary. More than 1 million Californians who qualify for a Golden State stimulus check but haven't received one yet could see a payment as soon as this week. That's because the state is preparing to distribute another round starting this Friday, according to the California Franchise Tax Board. A total of 1.15 million payments valued at $857 million will be sent out in the latest batch. The disbursement includes 400,000 payments that will be directly deposited into bank accounts this Friday, as well as 750,000 paper checks that will be mailed out starting next Monday. For those anticipating a payment, officials note that it can take several days for direct deposit to show up in bank accounts, and up to 3 weeks to receive a check by mail after it's sent. Under the second Golden State Stimulus program, California has been sending out checks of up to $1,100, $600 for an individual, plus an extra $500 for a qualifying dependent.